In the early hours of January 5, 1902, a young prince, Abdulaziz bin Abdulrahman al Saud, stood with a small but determined group of 60 men on the outskirts of Riyadh. Among them were his family members and loyal followers, all united under a single mission: to reclaim their homeland from the al-Rashid family, who had seized control years earlier. With the first light of dawn, the group launched their bold attack on the fortified city. By the time the sun rose high, Riyadh was in the hands of Abdulaziz, and the dream of a united kingdom began to take shape. As the new ruler of Riyadh, Abdulaziz was not only greeted by the loyalty of his men, but also by the allegiance of the city's residents. But who was this young prince who would go on to shape the destiny of a nation? Born in 1876 into the ruling Al Saud family of Riyadh, Abdulaziz's early life was marked by both privilege and hardship. His family, once rulers of Najd, faced defeat at the hands of their rivals, the al-Rashid family. At just 10 years old, Abdulaziz was forced to leave his home, fleeing Riyadh with his family in search of safety. They found refuge in Kuwait, where young Abdulaziz spent years learning, observing, and dreaming of reclaiming his homeland. His father, Abdulrahman bin Faisal al Saud, was the last ruler of the Second Saudi state. His mother, Sarah bint Ahmed al Sudairi, came from a prominent family, and her strength and resilience played a pivotal role in shaping Abdulaziz's character. Years later, in January 1902, the moment of destiny arrived. Abdulaziz, now a young man with a vision, led a caravan of 60 men from Kuwait to Riyadh. Their plan was daring, almost impossible, but their resolve was unshakable. The night of the attack, the group scaled the city walls and seized the Al-Mazmak fortress, a key stronghold. By dawn, Riyadh was theirs. This victory was not just a triumph for Abdulaziz, it was the first step toward uniting the Arabian Peninsula. Abdulaziz's journey was far from over. In September 1904, he defeated the al-Rashid family again in the Battle of Al-Shanana, gaining control over the region of Al-Qasim. Over the next few years, his rule expanded to include much of Najd. In 1912, Abdulaziz founded the Ikhwan min Ata'a Allah movement, or the Brothers Who Obey God. Rooted in Wahhabi ideology, this group provided a strong and disciplined force that helped him consolidate power. By 1913, Abdulaziz turned his attention to Al-Aqsa, a region under Ottoman control. In a decisive campaign, he successfully captured the area, weakening Ottoman influence in the region. His victories continued, and in 1921, under the leadership of his son, Prince Faisal, the Al Saud forces captured Asir. That same year, Abdulaziz's army marched into Hayil, the stronghold of the al-Rashid family, marking the end of their dominance. While Abdulaziz's power in Najd grew, tensions with Sharif Hussein, the ruler of Hejaz, escalated. In 1924, Abdulaziz's forces entered the holy city of Mecca and later Taif. However, capturing Jeddah, the gateway to the Red Sea, proved challenging and took over a year. Finally, in December 1925, Abdulaziz's forces entered Jeddah, completing his conquest of Hejaz. In 1926, Abdulaziz stood in the Grand Mosque of Mecca and was declared King of Hejaz, cementing his role as the leader of the Islamic holy cities. Despite his success, Abdulaziz faced internal resistance from his own allies. The Ikhwan, who had once been instrumental in his campaigns, began challenging his authority. They opposed modern reforms and refused to follow his orders, including his directives not to attack neighboring regions like Iraq and Kuwait. In March 1929, the conflict culminated in the Battle of Zulfi, where Abdulaziz's forces decisively defeated the Ikhwan. This marked the end of the rebellion and solidified Abdulaziz's control over his kingdom. With the internal conflicts resolved, Abdulaziz focused on uniting his territories. Before 1921, his realm was known as the Emirate of Najd and Al-Aqsa. By 1926, it became the Sultanate of Najd and its dependencies. However, it wasn't until 1932 that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia was officially established, marking the unification of Najd and Hejaz under one nation. Abdulaziz al-Saud, often called Napoleon of the Arabs, Bismarck of Arabia, and Cromwell of the desert, left behind a legacy that transformed the Arabian Peninsula. From his daring reclaiming of Riyadh to the unification of vast territories, he became a symbol of vision, determination, and resilience. The kingdom he built continues to thrive as a testament to his leadership and foresight, forever etched in the history of the Arab world.